Hello, my friends, and thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Oksana. This is my first video, and if I will be nervous or you hear too much accent, please don't pay attention because I'm a little bit nervous. And I'm here to tell you about retail stores, about the products, and what buyers really look for, and how to make your product retail ready. I do not have teleprompter. I'm gonna use my notes today. So once again, I'm here to help you because the pie is enough for everyone. I've been working with the retail for over 20 years, especially with the inner beauty industry. I started my career behind the counter. I've been behind the counter for 15 years, all leading brands in different countries, and today I own my own business, and I actually do work with department stores, and I do sell beauty products to the retailers. So today I'm here to help you, and thank you so much if you're going to watch this video till the end. You know, I have a great opportunity to speak with a lot of people, and I like to ask what people do. People also interested what I do, and they got very inspired when they hear that I own my own business, especially for the immigrants. It's very, very important to come to another country and to prove themselves, to establish themselves, and especially being successful what they do. I believe and I hope I, I'm doing this well. And a lot of people who is actually interested in B2B business, they always ask me, Oksana, what do buyers really looking for? So my first video will be about introduction about between distributors, manufacturer, and the retail, maybe consumer, because at the end, who pays for the product? Consumer. So buyers is not just someone who choose the product. Buyers always need to think like a consumer. Buyers is someone who takes also financial responsibility. Buyers always need to think for the customer. It's a big responsibility. So if you think that in order to convince the buyer to buy your product, it has to be pretty and has to be cute, this is already wrong directions. Your product has to be ready for the retail. It has to be it has to be unique, it has to be trended, and it has to be needed. So buyers always imagine what kind of job they have. This is an incredible hard job. They need to think as not just consumer, they need to think as every consumer, because we're all different and we all have different needs. Now they also have to understand, if I bring this product, why it will sell. Now, when you approach the buyer, when you send them email, you have even less than 30 seconds that the buyer will understand, okay, this product can work for me. So about the email structure, we're definitely going to talk in the next video. This video, I just want to give you idea why and how buyers actually choose your product. So let's start with the product itself. I just pulled the random item that we do sell to the department stores. Now, as I mentioned before, your product can be cute, you can be unique, amazing formula, but if it doesn't have great and compliant packaging, you already lost it. 70% buyers pay attention on the packaging, if it's a retail compliant, if it's ready for the shelf. Buyers, you need to understand that buyers see hundreds and hundreds product per day. They got 1,000 emails, they go to the trade shows, to exhibitions, and they so selective, and it's not about to convince the buyer why your product is good. It's about to show them and to prove them that this product is actually good for this, for their stores. Let's say you're a great salesman and you will be able to convince the buyer to buy your product, and the product is not going to be sold at the store. Guess what? You are not just burning the buyer, you burning the whole relationship with the company. So before you approach the buyer, make sure that you have everything ready to go. So let's start with the packaging. I understand there could be different categories of the beauty products. We're gonna talk about that also in another video. But especially when today the OTC category, now it's very under FDA reviewing, and now the retail stores are very careful before they buy any OTC product. OTC product is over the counter, so it could be any pain relief, it could be face serum for pigmentation, it could be some certain ingredients under FDA ingredients that has to be registered. So buyers look at that very carefully, and usually they don't want to deal with that. But if you already have certain product, make sure that first of all you have a barcode, you have UPC code. Even if you don't have UPC code, you have to have a style number. Now there is a new law that you must have CEO on the packaging. CEO, it's counter of origins, where the product is actually made. You cannot avoid it. You cannot say in the packaging, oh, it's designed in USA, oh, it was assembled in USA, and the product is made in China. You have to disclose that it's made in China, because guess what? If the buyer it happened to me, if the buyer wants to buy your product and it doesn't have CO, and they buy thousands of pieces, your team is going to print made in China on the packaging, and it's additional liability and additional money. So you want, if you bring the product from overseas, especially from Asia, you want to make sure that CO is actually mentioned on the packaging. About the design, everything has to be clean. Now, depends what is the niche today. Every year it's the new look. I remember 3-4 years ago, it was very colorful. Buyer wanted to see the picture, wanted to see the picture of the product. Now it's more clean, very spa look. Now there is a structure of how to make the packaging. I would be more than happy to tell about that in my next video. But just in general, always have a brand. Brand is a must thing. If you don't have a brand, non-branded, they don't buy. They actually now searching for national branded item, but if your item doesn't have a brand, let's say you do white label and you decided to buy a ready stock and it doesn't have a brand, that's it. You lost it. So brand, preferable to be on the top. Now it has to be bold, benefit, item description, item name. So what is for? Because this is what the first thing the consumer sees on the shelf. Remember, this is not a luxury department stores. You don't have a brand advisor who's going to explain about the product. It's just the regular retail stores. The customer is walking. The first thing that they see, that they like, they feel trust, they feel comfortable. This is, and the price, we're going to talk about that. This is what they're going to grab. So the description of the item, the name of the item has to be bold and clear. Very, very beneficial. In my example, it's a rosemary. It's really good. Essential oil. Now, what is this oil for? Here you can describe all benefits. What is this rosemary essential oil good for? What's the benefits? What it really does? So after the description, the name, briefly give the benefits. Bullets, sellable bullets. Selling bullets, sorry. What is this product for? What it actually does? So it's nourishes the scalp, straightens the hair. It's good for hair growth and skincare. Wow. although we need to be careful combining two different categories because it will be two different buyers. So then it's great to have some certain idea. So we can add just some illustration. What is rosemary? In this case, it's like some green plant. And then the buyer is actually curious. Wow, really? I put rosemary in my food. Why? Why actually it's good for the hair? So then you actually give description. What's the benefits of the rosemary? Right ingredient. What other things you can add? Icons, very important icons. Well, in this case, I don't see many icons, but it's okay because icons, it doesn't have to be just round, icons, paraben free, GMO. So you can actually put it in different type of icons. So it has to be clear. So you disclose that this product is safe. So for example, it's 100% pure and natural. Wow, already good. That it's vegan. This is all icons, but it can be as illustrated or it can be written. As soon it's, because icon is very important in the packaging. You disclose safety of the product. This is must, I don't know if you can see, all these icons has to be added. For example, that it's the expiration date. You have two. One expiration date is here, and one expiration once you open the product. This open jar, you can see like 12 months. This is it tells the customer that she has, excuse me, that she has 12 months to use this product. Once she opens that, despite once the expiration. That means the expiration, it's usually shelf expiration, so the product can be in the shelf for 2-3 years. Nothing's gonna happen. But as soon as she opens the product, she has 12 months to use. That it's recyclable, and it's of course not tested on animal. Not tested on animal. What else? Other side, also they pay attention how to use it, how to store it, and of course ingredient list. If you don't have clear ingredient list, you lost it. In this situation, since it's only 100% oil, it's only one ingredient list. Woohoo! It's already winning product because it actually proves that it's 100% pure natural product. No additional synthetic ingredients. Boom. Now, OTC products. If you have any OTC products, drug panels is a must. I'm not gonna say tricks because this video is official, but you don't want to deal with FDA. You don't want to put your buyer in a bad situation. Drug panel must thing on the packaging. If your product is under OTC category, drug panel. I will repeat that. Drug panel. All right. So this is about packaging. I'm watching my notes. Yes, like I said, so when a buyer looks at it, they should instantly feel like they put it on the shelf tomorrow. We spoke about. Oh, and another thing, very, very good thing. Yes, we spoke about it should build a trust. We just discussed that. And another thing, this helps me when I work with the design team on creating a product. Your product, do you remember I mentioned in the beginning, you can have unique formula, something crazy, meteorite from the sky. But if you have cheaper packaging, not gonna help you. Always think this way. Your product value can be, or have to be, well, let's make it transparent. Your product have to be $2, but your packaging has to look like the product is $10. If it's opposite, you lost it. If your product is wow and makes brilliant, amazing results, something magical, but the packaging is cheap, or you're trying to save money on the design, on the foil, on the shrink wrap, on the stage, on the house, whatever, you already lost it. So always make your product look fabulous, luxury, expensive, because this is what the actual value, and that's what I mentioned in the beginning, this is what 70% get your deal. And now we're going to speak about the pricing, how we make the pricing. I will put here my notes. So next thing is the price. We already speak about a little bit pricing and the packaging, but I will break down how usually it works in the retail and big boxes and the retail stores. So you need to understand that buyers are finance people. They are monopoly, finance, numbers, genius. This is not fashion show. This is not something fancy schmancy. Even though that you are talking to a pro and she doesn't understand everything in beauty. So let's say I'll give you an example. You work with Jennifer and she's buying your, she began to work with your hair oils. Tomorrow she began to buy like other stuff for the hair. And so along with, together, she's learning about beauty category, about the ingredients and everything else. Tomorrow she got promoted and now she's buying shoes. And they have very fast transition. Why they've been successful to do that? Because they train to work and think with the numbers. Four main features the way they think. First of all, it's the cost, the product cost, the retail cost, margin, and competition. All these four features, this is what they look before they make any decision. If you, like I mentioned, if you remember, as I mentioned, your product, again, needs to look like $10, and let's say the cost of this product is $2. Now you have MSRP. MSRP, it's manufacturer suggested retail price. On my website, this product is $14.95. Now, usually, I don't want to go too deep in the margin because that would be completely full video. How different stores, categories, they calculate margin, markup. But they need to make sure that this product is actually unique, that can be found only in their stores, that the margin markup is still there. It has to be, it cannot be less than 50%. If you give buyer 55% of markup, oh, great. But if it's opposite way, bye-bye. So product needs to be unique, and this is about competition because especially discount stores, they all look each other. Now there is a trick. It's very respectful trick, by the way. This is what I was able to work with different retailers, discount stores, keep my client happy and their consumers. If you remember, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I mentioned that the brand is very important. This is one of the things. So if you have, like, I'm a partner manufacturer, and the manufacturer that I work with, they have 20 brands. We can do whatever we want. We have all in-house. We have designer team in-house. Now, as I started my video, the pie is enough for everyone. Now your job is to be smart and think out of box. How I can make happy Burlington, Ross, and TJ Maxx at the same time. You just sell same product under different name and slight different design, right? Because rosemary, it's not patent ingredient. Everybody can sell rosemary, but you need to make sure that the product is unique for your client. And this is why I said it's a very respectful trick. It's something that we don't hide, we'll offer it as an option. By the way, not many, some of the discount stores, they have their own label. So that could be another opportunity. But this is another thing how you can make the deal done. So again, price, let's start opposite. Competition, price, markup margin, and the retail cost. Everything needs to be sorted. And what else? Every detail from your label, exactly what I just said, every detail from your label front to your cap should make your product feel worth more. Remember, in retail, visual value sells before actual value. That's exactly what I just spoke. And now we're moving to the next subject. No, not subject, category. Oh my God, it's supposed to be 10 minutes video.